Okay, so the Battlefield 2042 beta is out and available on both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and PC. And wow, oh my, just look over here, and then we're gonna roll the intro, and then we're gonna get into this because I have a lot to process still after putting a couple hours into this. So roll it, roll it. All right, so as you guys can see, over here, I got the Battlefield 2042 gameplay being played for you guys, and I just want to preface, been playing this on the Series X through EA Play, and wow, I'm kind of in shocked. I was expecting, I guess, more. I think we all can see now why they didn't really show very much in-depth gameplay. They just showed super cuts of a pre-rendered gameplay cutscene thing. And I'm a little worried about Battlefield 2042's launch. I'm worried because, yeah, when you look at this, people can say, hey, this is a beta, don't judge the game based off of beta. But I feel like a lot of betas right now, and especially in this day and age, and they've been like this for a while, betas are just glorified demos to get you amped up, to get you excited for the game. They're not really there, and I know devs and stuff say like that, and there is instances where fixes, they find issues, with a wider audience. They do find issues that they didn't get to find in their builds and stuff like that, and they can get those addressed. But overall, betas are just glorified demos. And I feel like if this was DICE's and EA's attempt to get me as a consumer to put down to $70 on this game, they have failed immensely right now, because I have a pros list and I do have a cons list. I don't want to be continuously negative, but the negative stuff in the game is halted me at putting my $70 on this game. It just is, because when I look at games like, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, they had their issues and stuff, but I was at least impressed with what they showed in those betas, in those demos and stuff, that actually made me want to buy that game and play it. And so from going from, the big, I think if I remember back on Battlefield 4 when they did their beta and their demo or whatever you want to call it, I remember I was in awe with how crazy that game was. You had the level with the big building that fell down, and it felt like a next-gen Battlefield. And with Battlefield 2042, it's supposed to be kind of this souped-up Battlefield 4, and it does feel like that to a certain extent. But it is, I played it on the Xbox Series X. This is all Xbox Series X gameplay footage. So for it being, on the new hardware, and it's supposed to be optimized, to take advantage of the new hardware that we have, I feel like this is very lacking in that department. When you look at the game and you look at the issues that you have, if all these issues that I actually have were squashed out at launch and whatever, this would be, I think, a really great Battlefield game. But I don't believe these issues are going to be fixed. Now, I know that they said this is an older build, so it's months old and stuff like that, and a lot of issues that they had, are already being addressed and being fixed in the builds that they're currently working on now, gearing up to launch. And I'm just like, well, why wouldn't you, mind you, timing probably to get stuff ready? I'm probably answering my own question, timing to get that beta out, but I'm looking as a consumer, I'm like, why would you not show me the best version of this game to get my money? if this is an old beta, and a lot of the issues that I'm having with this beta are things that you're telling me that's fixed, you're not convincing me to give you my money with this beta. You're just not. And so when I look at it, I noticed the game's not very well optimized for the current I don't know, current new gen hardware, the with Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, because I've seen issues, and I've seen people have the same issues that I've had with the game on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So it doesn't look like it's very well optimized for that hardware. I've seen constant stuttering, the shadows seem to mess up, the game, which I think that's why my next point is the game looks kind of washed up, and at some points there's frame rate drops, draw distance issues, and pop-ins just kind of here and there, and so all those issues take away from my enjoyment in the game. Now my pros is, one, the combat's very smooth, I'll say that. When you're engaged in combat and stuff, like aiming, the weight of the guns, stuff like that. And the one thing I will give props to is I actually really enjoy the whole being able to change your attachments just right on the fly. Being able to, change your scopes, change your hardware, change your ammo, change, what kind of grips and stuff you got on it. Like, I think that that's like a really cool addition to this game, because it's like, well, if you can kind of pick and choose how you want to play. And I think partly that they did that is because of the larger scope of this game that you can see. So instead of, being all long range or short range, instantly that whole entire time that you're playing for that life, you can flip and change depending on what kind of combat you're in. If you're in close quarters combat and you don't want a big scope on your gun, you can instantly switch to a red dot. Or if you, instead of being in just small range combat, sights and stuff on your gun, boom, you can put on a long range scope and be able to fight people from a distance and stuff and not kind of feel trapped. So I definitely really liked that. I thought that felt good. It was a little confusing at first to get the hang of, but once I did, I was like, oh, this is really easy to figure out. So the combat is great. The controls feel good. They added tactical sprint, which is unlimited, which I think is a plus, because I guess my other con to this is I wasn't a big fan of the map. I didn't feel like there was very much in the map. There was just kind of like two big centerpieces, with one just being a big building, one being a big missile, and then there was just like little stuff spread out, and then it was just all big open terrain. So I guess the con is I don't feel like they picked the best map to show off this game. I feel like there might have been other stuff that they could have put out there that would have grabbed me a lot better. But with tactical sprint being unlimited, I was able to, because I'm more of an infantry person. I don't really like to get into vehicles. I don't like being a target. I like to sneak around, hide, and stuff like that. So with having tactical sprint being unlimited and being able to get back and forth across the map in a quick manner was very nice. Also, the slide was very good. So like the combat and the gameplay and stuff of the game feels really good. It's just all the other issues that I have with how the game is. And mind you, those are stuff that can, be fixed over time and whatnot. But for a game that's going from a $60 price tag to a $70 price tag, that comes with, hey, you're telling us that this game is a higher quality, a higher standard by charging us more money, right, as a consumer. So if I'm going to pay this much, $70 to get this game, I would expect to be able to have a better version of what I got back before. So it's just kind of crazy that I'm confused at what state like gaming is going to be in this fall, because the Vanguard beta wasn't that great. The 2042 beta has left me very much not excited or reserved on my purchase. It might be like something that if they do the EA Play trial, the 10-hour whatever, I might do that and then wait for the game to go on sale. But I don't know if right now, if EA is trying to sell me with this build, my $70 is looking like it might go elsewhere. But so I just want to give my final thoughts on the beta. I know that it's an old build. The game performance alone in the current state is kind of a disaster, and I'm just a little worried that this stuff's not going to be fixed by November. I mean, we're looking at it's beginning of October, and this game's coming out in the middle of November. do these issues and stuff get fixed? And could they just instead delay the game? I don't know, 6 months or to a year? Because I feel like if they delayed this game 6 months to a year, I think 2042 has the ability to last a long time. And I believe that it could be a game that could survive if its launch is very successful, if it pulls people in and it keeps being engaging and stuff like that. And so I'm just like, I'm looking at this game, I'm like, man, it's because if you look at Halo, I know Microsoft delayed Halo just mere months before its launch, and that was a big hit because Halo is like Xbox's big flagship title. But if you look at the Halo flights that's going on right now, like it's being well received by generally everybody's playing it, and they keep doing improvements, they keep doing these flights, and they keep improving it for the next time that they do the flight, and they're trying to set up Halo in the best way possible at launch, and that's going to be free. Now, mind you, the campaign's not, but if you're just wanting to play Halo and multiplayer, that's just free. So when you go from something that feels very well and feels good, and they're improving, they're listening to community, and they're just kind of letting us follow the journey along this game's development right before it launches, and it's free, I think EA needs to sit back and say, hey, we're going to charge people $70 for this game. We need to at least release it in a better state than what we're going to in November. Now, like I said, I don't know how far the current build that the dev talks about is, or how far it is away from the current build that we're getting now, but I doubt that they'll delay it. I want them to delay it because I'd rather play a very good, complete, fun game than sit there and deal with a buggy mess. And like I said, if I'm going to be dealing with a buggy mess, I might be just waiting to buy it. So I'm still hopeful that 2042 will be great. I don't obviously want Battlefield to fail at all by any means. I want it to be great. I've loved Battlefield since I think Bad Company 2 was like, or no, actually Battlefield 2 way back in the PC was like the very first one. I love that one. And then Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 pulled me in on consoles because that's kind of when I switched from PC to console. And then 3, 4, Hardline's a little bit of a pass. And then Battlefield 1 and 5 were kind of stagnant with the World War World War II-esque era. And so that's why I'm like, well, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 were like my two all-time favorites. And so 2042 looks like it's just amping up, modern warfare. And so I guess we'll just have to see when the game launches. If they do the trial, it's definitely the route that I'm going to go. Is I'm going to try that 10-hour trial if they do that still. Don't know if they will. And in closing, I don't know what you guys think. Are you enjoying the beta? Are you okay if this game comes out and releases at the $70 price tag that the state's in? Are you as a consumer okay with that, or do you want them to sit on it a little bit longer and take 6 months? I think 6 months to 12 months they could have this thing done and solid and running spectacular on the current hardware and being a little bit more optimized for PC, because I've seen some people have some issues with it running on PC. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. It means a lot to me because I'm kind of new to the whole YouTube gang and trying to get out there and do stuff like this. Also, I stream on Twitch. My name's Old Man Logan. Link will be down in the description below. And guys, give me a follow. I'm playing a whole bunch of spooky games because it's October. Playing Alan Wake Remastered right now. So I would love to see you guys there from the YouTube world. If not, hey, it's no big deal. I'll still be having fun playing spooky games. So with that, I'm going to peace out. Take care, guys. Peace.